For more than 50 years, Laborie fisherman Extus Clarice has braved the open seas, dedicating his life to providing for his family and feeding his community.
Fisherman from Laborie, I've been fishing for over 56 years. That's what I do for my living.
Today, Clarice's livelihood faces an uncertain future. On October 10th, he received notice to vacate Crown lands by November 10th, 2024, a place he's called home and operated from for years.
An area where I occupied over 30 odd years, you see, because that's where I kept my fishing stuff, everything. I have free boats and the equipment, large amount of equipment, fishing equipment to store there, my gas, everything. And that's what I do for a living, livelihood. There's no place in Laborie. If you look, our neighbors like Fisherfolk, Swazel, Soufre, all of them have facilities to accommodate the fishermen. I don't know what the authorities, what plans they have for Laborie.
Years ago, the Japanese constructed a facility for the fisherfolk in Laborie, but today it stands in disrepair due to the impacts of rising sea levels, beach erosion, and coastal degradation, made worse by climate change. As a result, a number of village fishers are left without adequate space to store their tools and sustain their livelihoods.
That means you have been left in the dark. Fisherman needs proper facility to secure the stuff. That's how they make their livelihood. I used to occupy that area, but now with climate change, everything has been demolished, washed away. The bits and pieces, they got washed out. Over 10 odd years, nothing has been done. So we are left empty.
Clarice recalls that a generous landowner once offered him temporary space to store his equipment, but when the property was sold, he was forced to vacate. Left with no other option, he moved to the present contested location, a spot he had inquired about with Crown lands years earlier, receiving no objections at the time. Now, that space is at the center of his battle to protect his livelihood.
I went to Crown lands all of 2016. They had no knowledge of that parcel of land. They say that parcel of land is not attached with them. So all of a sudden, 2024, I don't know how that come back on the list because they never had it. So I'm surprised. If I'm doing that to support the nation, feed the nation, going out fishing 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, come back late nights and doing that for a living, I don't think it's not fair.
The distressed fisherman is now seeking clarity from authorities, demanding answers about what provisions are being made for Laborie's fisherfolk in light of the deteriorated Japanese-built port.
I would like to go back where I started with my father, like a little. That's not the facility I dream about. I need a proper structure like a pond in Fisherfolk or Swazel. If you go around St. Lucia, all the fishermen have proper facility to work with. And here with Laborie, I've been blinded. I don't know why. So I'm calling on the authorities. I need a break. I need to let me loose for me to start operating my boats as normal, because right now they have to step in. That's not the right time, because we have nothing to work with. So if I'm trying to put a little structure in place to accommodate my fishing equipment, they have to say something because they themselves is not doing nothing for us in Laborie. All the place I'm jealous of, all the fishing village, all of them have. When I go Swazel, I go Fisherfolk, I feel jealous because they have proper facilities. This is what we need in Laborie.
With his future uncertain, Clarice wants to know how the authorities plan to support those left without proper facilities to sustain their trade in the fishing village of Laborie.